What I'm going to do this, one, yeah. What I'm going to do here this time, at this point in time, we're going to reverse the order. We're going to start with you, Ty, and we're going to go the other way around now. The first question that I'm going to ask all of you from the floor, and it's not a lot of questions this evening, so if you have other questions, please raise your hand and we'll bring one of the forms to you. The first question is from Will. Thanks, Will. What solutions do you have to helping see and explain the importance of arts and culture to citizens, staff, and councillors? So let me read the question. What solutions do you have to helping see and explain the importance of arts and culture, that's arts, performance, facility, to citizens, staff, and councillors? Ty, it's yours.
Actually, I believe there is a committee for this, so I would like to be a part of that committee. And then I believe we are also working towards a recreational facility, so that will definitely showcase us, and we can definitely promote art and culture in Sudbury. So definitely we have to allocate some part of the budget for these things, and then we can be definitely at par with other cities. Thank you.
Thank you. Justin, 1 minute.
Thank you. I think the arts is the heart and soul of a city. This is how you can gauge the breadth of a city, the community involvement of a city, and how people feel about their city. It is reflected in their public art, in the murals, where I'm very proud to say that Ward 12 has quite a few, in the Green Stairs Art Walk, which we developed, Will and I, in 2008 to promote safety in the area, as it had become an area that was quite dangerous. A performing arts center, to me, is the equivalent of another man's arena. Some people would rather go see a hockey game, some people would rather go listen to an opera. And that's it.
Sean?
What I'd like to do is actually increase the funding for the arts community. As well, I'd like to bring the Bell Museum from where it is right now, which is by Bell Park, kind of tucked away in a corner. When I was driving by one day bringing my two girls to Bell Park in the summer, I kind of pointed that out to my 14-year-old, and she's like, "We have a museum here?" And it's, like I said, it's tucked in the corner. Why don't we take that building? Obviously, you can't just uproot it and bring it to downtown, but why don't we move the arts to downtown? Use a building that the city already owns or something, and bring our arts building to downtown, let it more visible, more people see it. There could be more people coming to the arts, and then this way here, with those various, say, paintings or what have you, people will, excuse me, we'll see those, and more people will enjoy the arts that are actually in this city. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a sister that's in high school. She's in grade 12 at St. Charles College. Last year when she was in grade 11, she was a part of a contest, if you will, at the Art Gallery of Sudbury for best paintings and watercolor and chalk paintings and whatnot. She was entered, and hers was one of the ones chosen to be put on display. There was a night, an award ceremony of such, where their families were allowed to go, so we went. What I was disappointed with was the fact that it was not accessible, so we couldn't go upstairs. Fortunately, hers was downstairs, so I could see it. So like Sean, I support bringing it downtown so it's more visible and also accessible, so that way more people can attend it and see the wonderful art that the city has to offer.
Thank you. Justine, should the position of the Sudbury Auditor General be retained?
Absolutely.
Why? And why?
Because it's a role that's very important. The Auditor General oversees budgets, has access to department budgets as well, and has the possibility of being able to to look at exactly where the money is going, and it gives us an idea. As a councillor, I can't sit in an office, I could, but I'm not going to go through a department's full budget, but this is the job of the Auditor General. And he works for City Council to be able to give us an honest opinion about exactly what's going on within the corporation. So absolutely, the position should remain.
Thank you. Sean?
I'm in agreement with Jocelyn. Yes, it has to. We have to keep the Auditor General. I still like it as a contract position as well, instead of putting it as a full-time position, however. But yes, the Auditor General, he's the one that sees, he or she is the one that sees the ins and outs of the money coming to the city. And with that, they can actually give a broader perspective as to how much money is coming in, so we're able to figure out how much money we can spend to various community functions around. Thank you.
Robert?
Thank you. I like Jocelyn and Sean. I also think that the job of the Auditor General should be retained. And one of the few times that Sean and I actually have disagreed so far in this campaign, to my knowledge, is the fact that I think it should become a permanent position.
Thank you.
Yes, my stance on Auditor General is also it should be a permanent position. It should not be a contract, and it should be full-time, and this way we can have more transparency. So my stance is yes, it should be a full-time.
Thank you. Sean, what is your stance? And Joe Cimino rued the day he called this a slush fund. But what is your stance on the Healthy Community Initiatives Fund?
My stand for the HIC funds or the slush funds, I would like either two things to happen with them. Either we get rid of them totally, or we set it up in such a way that I say, here's City Council, here's 3 or 4 proposals every year with the $50,000, and then this way here, other members of council are voting on saying, yes, let's all take proposal 1, and I'm not involved in it. So this way here, it doesn't look like I'm actually using that money, your tax money, using it as me buying votes because this ward, this section of the ward or that section of the ward was low on votes, so I should put something here or there. That's what I'd like to do with those HSC funds. Thank you, Robert.
I think the current HCI or Healthy Community Initiative Fund policy should be amended to that. I think they should be kept, first of all, because I think that that's just more money to be put into the community and the various wards in the community as a whole for economic development and projects. But in my opinion, I think they would be better served to be put in the hands, for lack of a better word, of the various CANs or CANs or community action networks across the city.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. Well, actually, majority of the public thinks that councillors use these HCI funds to their advantage by giving these to their favorite organizations, which could help councillors re-elect themselves in next elections. But to me, the good part is that this $50,000 times 4 years and time 12 councillors is $2.4 million and is coming into community projects. So it should be coming into public projects, but the way these funds are allocated, it should be more transparent. They should be community action network people, then CAN people, city staff, along with councillors should be able to allocate these funds on need basis, on merit basis. Like the city of Hamilton, they had a committee made for this, and they allocate these funds on need and merit basis. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As a point of interest, I don't know if you know, but Ward 12 was identified by the Health Unit in its 2013 Report of Opportunities that 36% of all Ward 12 residents live in a most deprived area. That 21% of all the residents live within the ward of the deprived areas. This is the highest rate of all the wards. Has the HCI been an integral tool in leveling the playing field in Ward 12? You better believe it. You just have to drive around the area to the ward, have a look at the parks. The parks have all been upgraded due to the HCI. Ridgecrest, most particularly now, real estate agents are saying that their house is near the water park. We have just raised the price of that property by about $10,000. The social impact of leveling the playing field within that ward, we've been able to support Louis Street Association, Better Beginnings, art projects. And I would propose to have a town hall discussion about this, to invite the groups that have benefited from the HCI, the CANs, and the ones who did not, and have an open discussion.
I'm just wondering, Ms. Landry, Ms. Landry Altman, with Ridgecrest, you said that people's homes have been up $10,000. The houses I've talked to, they said that there's a lot of traffic now in those areas because of the splash park. So now actually they feel the other way around, that their properties have actually dropped because they have so much traffic. Kids are trying to run across the street, they have cars parked in front of their homes all the time. It's getting very dangerous. Just wondering how you've heard that it's $10,000 increases in their homes, and I've heard the exact opposite.
Well, let me begin by saying that we have worked on this project since 2008. The park, when it first started, was a sleeper. There was nothing there. Together with the Park Association, the New Sudbury CAN, the federal government, which gave us $175,000 due to the volunteer hours that have been added to this park. $2,000, you figure out $2,000 at the minimum wage, that's $25,000 leverage against that park. And because of that, we were able to leverage $175,000. As far as the listing, I saw the listing, and I should have brought it this evening. Everyone that I know of is very, very happy with the work that we've done. Thank you.
Thank you. Just one thing, it says $60,000 on the HSE funds on the expenses here.
Anything else?
No,
No, just
I would like to answer that because this is such
I don't think anybody heard that. It was just between the two of you. So. One of the things about the HCI fund, just to put things into perspective, I always find it interesting that, you know, at every election we have what I call fly dropping issues. I'm sorry. Excuse me, Jocelyn? Sean? One of the things that's interesting about the fund, and it's what I call a fly speck issue because
I'm just explaining.
It's okay, we can say that. Thank you.
Okay,
It's a fly speck issue, which means that, you know, when I used to be in sales, we used to take the smallest thing and blow it so it's bigger than the product itself. When you look at the councillors, you're letting them play or work with a $500 million budget, and then we take this $50,000 and make a big issue of the $50,000, which really amounts to 0.01% of the budget. So when you look at the whole thing, it's kind of interesting how something, which is important, mind you, that small becomes such a big issue. This is to you, Sean? No. We'll start with you. If elected, what will you do to engage the youth in your ward to be more politically active?
To engage the youth to be more politically active, I have a 14-year-old and a 4-year-old. Obviously, my 4-year-old knows nothing about politics yet. My 14-year-old, I've actually taken her with me to go door to door. Obviously not standing beside me as I've been talking to many of you residents here and abroad, but I've actually taught her the importance of politics and excuse me, the importance of helping people, because pretty much what council is, what being in politics is about helping people. You're here, you're looking for help for this park. You're looking for help to fix this road. You're looking for help to put a guardrail in front of your home because you don't feel it's safe. You come here to council and you ask us for that. And I'm trying to teach my child that. And I think one thing you have to do is for council just to even go to the schools and just say, you know what? let's teach you guys, come to council, see how it all works, and you know what, we may just be able to pull one or two minds out of that and bring them to wanting to step in and put their names into the hat the next time around. Thank you.
That was a good question, although I wasn't ready, but definitely I have kids. So I think for youth, what we can do, we can make them a part of community action networks, so that there is a youth committee of camps. We can streamline their volunteer work, although to graduate they have to work 40 hours to graduate from high school. There could be similar programs, there could be extracurricular activities for youth, and definitely some funding for youth, so that they find themselves in this bigger picture. Thank you.
Well, this is a question that we've talked about often at the CAN meetings, and all 3 CANs within the ward, as a matter of fact, and how could we empower the youth? We started that project with Will when we did the art walk. It was a dangerous area, and we thought, let's give the kids a chance to take ownership of the area. So they participated in an art program, and now their art is proudly displayed on the hill going down the green stairs, and it's a much cleaner place, and it's a much safer place. As for inviting the kids to council, this is something I have done since I have been there. And we have mock council meetings, and they all become councilors, and they become department heads or police chiefs, and we have a great discussion, and their ideas are wonderful. They're innovative, they're fresh. So we